spotlighter, but I'll be the speaker moderator. Okay, good. That's great. Woo!
We are recording.
That was fun. It's like a little game of, yeah, they all like just pop in. This is great. Woohoo, 2 pages.
Yes.
This is great. Hey, hey, hey. We're going to just let everybody kind of load in, make sure that we've got everybody added. And then we'll be getting started.
Welcome, friends. Thanks for taking time to come hang out with us again.
Yeah, seriously. Hopefully your Mondays are in motion.
Whoop, whoop.
See what I did there?
I love it. I see, that was good.
That was a good one.
All right, Jess, you want to get ready to get
I'm
set?
ready. Yep,
Okay.
I'm ready. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. Happy Monday. We hope you had a super awesome weekend. This is our 3rd week of Mondays in Motion, and we're having so much fun with it. We are a group of STAR directors who got together to motivate each other and hold each other accountable. And we thought, why not share all of this awesomeness with you? And tonight we're going to talk about sponsoring, because I don't know about you, but I know a lot of people got their best Scentsy paycheck ever at the end of last week. And in order to get your best Scentsy paycheck ever, you have to sponsor. It's like the little big secret, right? You have to sponsor. Sometimes it can seem scary, but hopefully after you hang out with us for a little bit tonight, it's not going to seem so scary anymore. So we're going to start off by talking a little bit about your mindset, about training your brain. We're going to talk about all things sponsoring, but for now, I want to know, if I showed you this fall catalog and I asked you what your favorite thing in the catalog was, what would you say? Maybe you guys can drop some things in the comments. What's your favorite thing in this catalog? Maybe you want to say like a diffuser, or shout out to the counter cleaner because I use that stuff like 20 times every single day. Whatever it might be, I'm going to tell you that probably your answer is not the answer that we are looking for. We are looking for, and I put a little sticky note so you can do this too, page 60. The opportunity page is your new favorite thing in any catalog that we have. It's the opportunity page, the opportunity for you to offer people to do what you do, the opportunity for you to change the world one person at a time. So you're going to notice a theme over the last 3 weeks. I've heard a lot of people say, don't just go for the sale, go for the party. Don't just go for the party, go for the new team member. So instead of buy, host, join, switch it up to join, host, buy. Start out with, why don't you join my team? And we're going to get a lot more detailed than that tonight. And then if they don't join your team, host the party. And if they don't host the party, then take the order. So page 60, mark it on there, change your mindset, train your brain to that is the best thing you have to offer. So let's say your customer contacts you tomorrow morning and they want to order the $45 warmer in 3 bars, which equals $60 from PRV, right? And you're like, yes, I needed that $60 in PRV. I needed those 60 points towards this trip. I needed that 60 PRV towards my 2,000 so I can get the $600 paycheck. No, we're going to train our brain to, if somebody's ordering $60 from you, why not say to them, you're ordering this $60 and stuff today, why not just work with me? I'll help you get this $60 and stuff for free. We'll get you a paycheck and we can work together, right? So going forward, And I promise you, we're going to give you all the tools that you need to make this happen for you. But make yourself a promise right now that if anyone tries to spend $60 or more with you, you're going to ask them to join your team. And I like to not use the word join my team because I feel like sometimes people think, I don't even know what join your team means. So, you know, let's say, have you ever considered doing what I do? That's what I like to say. And other people are going to share what they like to say. So tonight, before we even get started, I'm all about, you can walk away from these trainings with all the fire in the world. You walk away pumped up, but you wake up tomorrow morning and you're like, that training I listened to last night was awesome, but now what? So I'm going to give you one tool of a few that we're going to give to you tonight. And this tool is to log every single person you ask to join your team. So it's as simple as getting a 99-cent notebook or just using the notebook you have and carving out a little section of it. And when you ask someone to join your team, once you take away your what to say and how to say it from tonight, you're going to write down their name, the date, and their answer. The name, their date, and the answer. And the reason is because even if they tell you no right now, it's not no forever. And you're going to be able to ask them in the future to join your team. Maybe they say no now, but then Scentsy offers a $49 join deal, or you come up with a host exclusive kit for $59 and you want to offer that to them. So log those asks so that you can ask them again in the future, because then you've planted the seed and then you're going to be able to work on building the relationship and coming back to revisit them again later. Okay, so we're going to pass it off to Lucy for now, and I'll be back later.
Hey guys, Lucy Lovato here, making sure I put myself as a spotlight. I am star director of Team No Limit and excited to share with you guys. Just found out I was sharing this topic a couple minutes ago, so that is my fault, but I'm going to share with all hearts. So here we go. As Jessica mentioned, we are sharing on recruiting, and why it's very important for you to recruit is you need to grow a team within this business. If you are here just for sales, yes, you'll make money off your sales, but where that is basically growing your team. Sales are okay, and yes, we need sales, but sales are only for today. I'm going to share this quote of Mary Christensen, and if you do not have this book, it's called a Rock Star Recruiting. It's awesome. I've read it years ago, and I've read bits and parts of the book, not the whole book, just bits and parts. And this quote is very popular. Sales are your income for today. Bookings are your income for tomorrow, but sponsoring can be your income for a lifetime. And that's very true. I will share this just through a personal story of my Scentsy journey. You need to recruit and grow your team. It's a numbers game. So you are going to find those that work their business and those that don't work their business, right? You're looking for that power of one. You're looking for that one person that will help you along the way, get where you need to get to. And I'm not saying you're using that person, but they're like your business partner in this wax business that we have. In order for you to earn incentive trips, in order for you to make money every month, and I will just add, not bragging, but sharing from a personal part, this month was my biggest check ever in the Scentsy world, and I've been in Scentsy for 10 years. And if I wasn't recruiting along the way, even though my team and group it's big right now, it's over close to 900 in my group. If they weren't recruiting, I wasn't sponsoring, they weren't sponsoring, and we didn't train our team to do that, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I'm not saying we need them to make the money, but we do. So it's very important for you to sponsor. It's very important for you to recruit, whichever word you choose to do. I just say grow your team. Grow your team is what I like to say. sponsoring is more, I think of it more as I don't want to really say it much, but like you're sponsoring, you're like a sponsor, but you want to be a mentor, a trainer. You want to be their business partner in this, and you're not their boss. But growing your team is very important. Again, if you want your checks to grow, that's what you need to do. I would say not just sponsoring them and leave them there, not just recruiting and just leave them there. You need to do all the things you need to do to be a great mentor to them, to train them. These calls, make sure they're on them. And again, your paychecks will grow because if you train the person that you recruited to recruit and recruit and recruit, and they find their power of one, it's like you're growing deep and you're growing strong. One of my frontline directors or star directors now, she always tells me, you need to grow that front line wide. You need to grow that front line wide. And she got that from, someone above us, like, grow your front line so wide, like the wings of an airplane. And I've always had that in my mind, because that's where I struggle, is growing wide, but our group numbers are huge. And again, it's that power of one, that first person that grows your team, that is a rock star and is a recruiting rock star and growing their team, and someone on their team is doing the same. Dude, you're at 900 people in your group and you're making bucks, like big bucks. So it is very important for you to recruit. And today, throughout the call, you're going to get so many different tips on doing so. So I will pass it over to Erin as she takes
Hi,
over.
guys. Okay, Lucy, I just wanted to give you the heads up. I changed it from myself as I'm
Okay,
going to change it back to you as the host so that you can watch
got it.
people coming in so I don't miss anyone. And cancel the spotlight. Sorry, y'all, just a little bit of housekeeping, logistic things. I want to make sure that we don't make host. Okay. All right. And if everybody saw in the chat, thank you, Just Kiss, for putting Be a Recruiting Rock Star, that Mary Christensen novel. That's really, really good. And you do not have to read it from front to back. That is a book you can jump around in. And okay, so our first speaker is going to be all about attraction marketing. Fallon Alley, star director, and I'm going to give the floor to her. Thanks so much, Fallon, for being here.
Ooh, I'm excited. This is something I love attraction marketing. It's like my favorite thing ever. So the reason why we kind of wanted to open up with this is because attraction marketing touches everything that you do. All of the tools that the leaders are going to be giving you after my little speech on attraction marketing, those are things that you do. And attraction marketing is kind of an easy way that you're keeping people on, or you are keeping yourself at the front of people's minds. There's the words. So this is going to basically be like an icing on the top. So you might be wondering, what is attraction marketing? Attraction marketing is the ability to draw people into you, your cause, your business, through your actions, through how you talk about things. So when it comes to attraction marketing, you have to know, you have to know, how are you sending out a message? Are you making your job seem like it is something that nobody wants, right? If you're like, oh, I am swamped today, I've got like 5 million things of mail, I can't do this. Is anybody gonna want your job, right? I was talking to somebody who gave a good comparison of like, there are people who work as trashmen, right? Do they say, oh, well, my job stinks, right? No, they're like, I get to serve my community and create a clean environment for my neighborhood. Which job would you want? The one that stinks or the one that has serving a purpose, right? So every time you talk about your business, I want you to think, okay, how am I coming off? Am I talking realistically about what Scentsy means to me? What happens when you start talking about that? And especially when you start talking about it emotionally and giving yourself, or coming from a area of personal experience and the tiny little things. As we always say, this business is more than wax and warmers. When you start talking about your experiences and your feelings and your emotions and the things that you're going through with Scentsy, people are going to start being curious, because maybe you touch on a point that they don't know that they need. Maybe you're talking about, oh my God, look at all my friends from Scentsy. Like, I'm so glad we got to meet up. People are like, oh, okay, so she has friends in Scentsy land. Say you say something about, oh my gosh, I love sitting down with my daughter and filling out this mail. Two things that are going on in their head is, oh, she can work her business with her daughter and she's having fun. She's not screaming at her kids. She's enjoying it, right? So every time we post about our business, we want to make sure that we're thinking of how that's coming off, what kind of energy we're putting off, and what message we're conveying. You notice too, when I say, oh my God, here's a picture of me and my Scentsy friends. We had so much fun this night. I didn't say, oh my God, here's all my Scentsy friends. Join my team. Right? Because it's another way that we're talking about the business. We're bringing them into that bubble of knowing that we're a Scentsy consultant, knowing that they can join us, they can be a part of our stuff, they can have friends like we do, they can, have the mail time with their kids. Like, they are going to learn that this business is a lot more, and a lot more emotionally connected to every part of their life. So when it comes to attraction marketing, there's a couple different ways to do it. Or there's a couple different things. We'll look at it like a circle. You want all the angles of that circle, okay? So you have attraction marketing, that in person. How do people know that you're a Scentsy consultant, even out in public? Do you have it on any branding? Do you have it on your card? Do you have it on your shirt? Do you have it a sweatshirt? Do you have a purse? Do you have anything on you at any time that people could go, she's got something else going on? I have a lot of friends that use those cute little shirts that are like, ask me why I smell good, or, funny things like that. And people in public will ask you about that. And just know, when you put Scentsy on your shirt, you're going to be approached for some bulbs. I've had that happen way too many times. It's a little like, whoa. And then they're like, can I have a bulb? And I'm like, I actually have those in my car. Yeah. Okay, here you go. And then I collect their, and they become customers. But how are you marketing yourself? How are you talking about it without talking about it, right? How are you showing it? So attraction marketing, make sure you're branding yourself. Make sure you have something on you when you're going out and about that shows you. On social media, like I was saying, when you're posting about Scentsy, talk about the different angles. Has Scentsy connected you with somebody? Your sponsor, maybe she's incredible. Maybe post about your sponsor. Maybe post about when your downline's succeeding. If it's not you necessarily, you can post about other people's stories. When you're inspired by this, if you're sitting here watching this and you snap a screenshot of this and be like, oh my God, love Scentsy trainings from my leaders, people are going to be like, oh my gosh, she gets training. She gets all of these things from this business. Okay. So from the social media approach, think about the different things that you can touch on. Yes, you're making money. Yes, you're selling things, but in so many ways you're saying Scentsy without saying Scentsy in their face. Right. Okay. And then the other thing is, make sure you're approachable. This seems like a very basic thing. Make yourself approachable in all aspects of life. When you're talking about your business, you want to make sure that people know that you're not coming from a negative point. Okay. You're not, I can tell you, I have in the past had a bad day when I was wearing a Scentsy shirt, and somebody asked me about Scentsy, and of course I'm like, oh, hey, yeah, absolutely, because I love my business. But they had to probably approach me with a mean mug on. Like, that's a person I should have recruited right then and there. Like, hey girl, you just approached me when I didn't look very approachable. But that's the thing. When you're more approachable, you'll notice people will start talking to you naturally. When you're approachable and you're talking about your business openly, people will start coming to you. Majority of the people who have joined my team, I never asked them. And that's why I say this is kind of like a background recruiting aspect. You're doing all the things that these other leaders are going to be talking about that are very in your face, and that, purposefully ask people that are, amazing that you want on your team. But this is the bread and butter that's behind the scenes that allows them to kind of see the background of Scentsy. So attraction marketing takeaways: make sure that you are always coming off from a certain angle. Know what vibe you're sending out so that people know that this business is fun, that you love it, why you love it, and what it's adding to your life. Always come from that angle, and I promise you, you will have people who will watch your journey and then all of a sudden want to join, and you're not even going to have them on your radar, and it's incredible. So next up, we're going to talk about understanding the kits that are available, because this is prime for recruiting, obviously. So I'm going to pass it off to Sharon for understanding kits.
Thanks, Fallon. The first thing I have to do is show off a picture of my teenagers putting together wax samples, right? Because that's going on social media soon. Okay, I just loved everything Fallon just had to say. And I just want to point out, I'm wearing my Scentsy hat tonight because I got windblown at a soccer game tonight. And because of that, because of what Fallon just said, I want to start with the reinstatement kit, because when you are walking around and you are wearing stuff with Scentsy on it or asking me why I smell good, I'm going to have to be careful with that one, because there are times when I, in fact, do not actually smell good. I have to be very careful with that one. But when you're wearing stuff like that, people will actually come up to you and go, oh, I used to sell Scentsy. And my comeback to that is always, oh, girl, you need to come back. It's free. Like, come back. It is free. It is absolutely free. And so it's one of the beauties of walking around when you're branded is when you do meet people and they know you're a Scentsy consultant, and then they used to be a Scentsy consultant, more often than not, they want to talk about it. So yes, it is absolutely free to come back to Scentsy, but if somebody's been away from Scentsy for a little while, they might not have the current testers. They are definitely not going to have the current catalogs. And depending on how their life is gone, they might not even have like a warmer or a bar of wax to share with family and friends. And so that's where the reinstatement kit comes in. So once a consultant does reinstate, they can spend $59 to get, which is actually the exact same thing as the host exclusive starter kit, which is going to be a warmer, a bar, all of the testers, some catalogs, and some order forms. So I absolutely, and well, in a small thing of washer whiff. So I absolutely love this kit, especially because I can follow it up with, girl, you can come back, it's free. And then we can work from there. So that actually leads me into the full $99 starter kit. Now, the full $99 starter kit was the only kit that was available a very, very long time ago when I first got started with Scentsy. And it's a pretty great bargain. Like when you're looking at what all you get in the $99 host exclusive, the $99 regular kit, it is amazing. The amount of full-size products that you get, plus all your testers, plus your catalogs, plus your order forms, all your business supplies, and all of the samples is a fabulous, fabulous deal. I like to talk to people about this kit when they are ready to get started with their business right now. Like they have called me, they're like, Cher, let's get started. I'm like, all right, $99 kit, let's go. Gangbusters, let's go. And these are the people that are ready to start their business today. The other people that I like to encourage to take the $99 starter kit are people who are brand new to Scentsy and have never seen it before. Because there are so many things that come in that $99 starter kit, they're going to get a little bit of everything, and they're going to have a little bit of everything to show off when they do their unboxings on social media. And when they start doing their displays for their different either Facebook parties or in-home parties, they're going to have a lot to share without having to spend, a lot of money, as much as they would spend if they were having, their own party. Now, the host exclusive starter kit is one of my favorite things on the whole planet. My business has changed dramatically since we've had since we've had the host exclusive starter kit. I get excited, I get a little tongue-tied. So 3 years ago, I had, and this is a little embarrassing to say as the store director, but I'm willing to share with you guys. 3 years ago, I had a whopping 6 new recruits the whole year. 6, only 6. But since we've had the host exclusive starter kit, I've actually had 18 new recruits this calendar year, and it's only October. And I am finding all of these new recruits with the host exclusive starter kit. And here's why. Just like Jess Kiss said, the host exclusive starter kit is a product in your catalog. Every single party that you close comes with a host exclusive starter kit. And here's a big secret. The host exclusive starter kit does not have to go to your host. It doesn't. So if you offer the host exclusive starter kit to your host and she says no, you can ask other people. On our team, I encourage them, my team members, myself included, I make it a personal goal to never close a party without asking at least 5 people to take my host exclusive starter kit. And what that has done is it's completely changed how my sponsoring is in my Scentsy family. So this is how I do it when I'm going to give you a little bit of my verbiage. Of course, your verbiage is going to be a little bit different. This is just mine. This is what I do with my Facebook parties, because of course basket parties and home shows are a little bit different based on when you talk to your host. So when I'm doing a Facebook party, I keep my host appraised of where she is in terms of her host rewards, her free and half price items. So once she hits 200, I will text her on Facebook and I'll say, hey, by the way, since your party is over 200, you could start doing what I'm doing, Just Kiss, for $39 and get commissions on this party. think about it. I'd love to have you. You don't have to decide until we close your party. And then when we close her party, I throw it out there again. I'm like, hey, by the way, you're up to $500 in sales right now, which means you could actually join Scentsy for free and still have some free stuff left over. Plus, you'd get your commissions. What do you think? And we have the conversation from there. It's just how my personal dialogue goes. And of course, every person is a little bit different. But again, if I don't bring it up, oh, thanks. But if I don't bring it up, then, you know, who's to say she would have ever joined? Now, there is an option when you're doing the host exclusive starter kit where you can give the person who takes the kit the PRV, or you cannot give the host the PRV. If the person legitimately took the sales, like it is the host who has the party, you need to give her the party. Let's face it, my friends, you are never going to see those people ever again either. Anyway, they're her friends, they're her family, and in the big perfect Scentsy world, they would never be your customers again anyway. So she did all the work. Those are her friends and family. Give her the PRV. Bonus to you as a consultant, as you're bringing on a new team member, if you're a certified consultant, that means you might almost automatically promote to lead, depending on how much sales you have. If you're in the middle of an incentive period, those are points that could roll up to you for leadership points for the incentive. And if it's $500 in your first 15 days, which it will be, you'll get the Shooting Star Trainer Award, which is $25 in product credit. Plus, again, as Lucy mentioned in the beginning, this is your opportunity to start building your team and helping you promote as time goes on. So those are the 3 starter kits. I think Ariel's talking about where to get it. If you look up starter kits in the workstation, all of the kits will pop up. And if you search for the words host exclusive starter kit, you'll get a couple of different articles as well as images of the host exclusive starter kit. And again, the industry secret is the host exclusive starter kit and the reinstatement kit are the exact same kits. All right. And that is all I have on that. And it looks like I am flipping it over to Jessica V on increasing your PRV.
All righty. So this is probably one of my favorite parts of the business, for sure. So I am a numbers person. So I like to see who I'm talking to. So in the chat, I want you to either put a 1 if you feel even a tad bit comfortable with offering the opportunity, or a 2 if you just don't offer it because for whatever reason, you don't know how, you don't feel comfortable. I really want to see where everyone stands. Okay, so this is the biggest question that I get. Where can we find recruits? I can't find anybody that wants to join, right? I hear that a lot. And many people say that they've tried, they've asked. But my first question I'm going to ask you is, are you partying? What do your sales look like? Because that is a big piece to the puzzle. We are a party plan business, guys, and I know you've heard us say this several times before. And I'm going to be totally honest with you, and I'm going to piggyback off of Jess. The first 8 years, I want to tell you what I did before and how I changed my mindset. So the first 8 years, I was the recruiting crazy person, right? Like that, I taught my team, you lead with the opportunity and default on the product. That was my saying that I always said forever and ever and ever. And that is great if you feel comfortable and confident in offering the opportunity. But if you do not, and that's probably the bigger bucket than the lesser. And if you do not, high sales is where you have to start. At that time, like I said, that was my strong suit. So I always led with the opportunity, but not everybody is like that. So I want to give you some ideas and some things to think about if your strong suit is not leading with the opportunity, okay? So I want to show you something, and this is pretty eye-opening. I learned this training, if you will, at a mastermind. And I want to show you a low sales business opposed to a high sales business and how that coincides with recruiting. And I'm going to tell you, the numbers are the numbers. Numbers don't lie. It is what it is. The numbers are the numbers, okay? So I want you to look at this, and it's probably backwards, but we're going to get through it. So I want you to think when you have a small funnel, right? Your funnel is very small. So this is the top. This is a low sales model, okay? So on average, and I'm probably being even generous here because I'm going to just say this is the person that's chasing the individual order, okay? This is the person that is doing maybe on a high end, a $500 in PRV, okay? So maybe you're not even doing parties. You're just kind of taking orders here and there. On average, in Scentsy's stats, it takes, if you have a party that is a $500 PRV party, you're probably looking on average about 8 people that ordered from that party. Okay, so this is 8 orders / people, however you want to say that. And the recruiting conversation stats is you have to have 10 recruiting conversations to get one person that's going to be interested in the opportunity. So I want you to think about this. You're going for $500 in PRV. Your funnel is very small. It's not wide. You don't have a full funnel. You have a thin funnel, okay? So you have literally, you don't even have one person because you don't even have 10 conversations, okay? So that is equals not enough people. I'm going to be totally honest with you. And if you are anywhere between 200 to 500, you're probably one of the people that is struggling with recruiting. The numbers don't lie, okay? So then I want you to think about, and hear me out here, I get it. For 8 years of my business, we're going on 10. For 8 years of my business, I swore I could not hit $2,000 in sales. I did it twice in my whole career. When I changed my mindset and I learned differently, the past 6 months, I've hit over 2,500 every single month. So you can do it. I promise you, you can. It's just a lie you keep telling yourself. But when you switch that, crazy things can happen. So I want you to think about a high sales funnel. The funnel is huge. Look at all these people, okay? We're going to talk about, this is a person that has a PRV formula. So they're not just chasing the individual order. They're doing parties. They're doing follow-up. They have a VIP group. They're connecting. They're attracting, just like Fallon talked about, their customers. So they're going to hit 2K easily, okay? So I want you to think about, let's just break it up into $500 parties, right? So that's 4. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 people on average will order to hit a $500 party. That's 32 orders / people, okay? Your funnel is full. I want you to think about how that converts in the recruiting combo stats. 1 out of 10, okay? So here, you're going to have 3 to 4 out of 32 possible people you're in front of. That is a full funnel, okay? This is where recruiting is going to be easier. This is where you're going to be in front of enough people to be able to consistently recruit every single month like clockwork. So parties and high PRV is where it's at. I'm not going to say it's just solely parties, but it is a PRV formula to have a big funnel. 2K is where it's at. You don't want to leave that money on the table. Get that 30%, that 5% raise. So now I want to show you 2 little things that I bulk these in order. I bulk these in samples before the month starts. So I try to at least do about 10 of, well, I do a little more of the mini ones, but I want to show you the bigger ones. So anybody, a host, anybody that asks me about joining my business, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't chase people to recruit them because I use attraction marketing, just like Fallon talked about. I have people come to me asking me about the opportunity, and I just work my, work that process to seal the deal, but I'm not chasing or begging anybody to take something. And I think that that's really where you have to look when it comes to recruiting, okay? So this is something that I would mail. Now, again, you don't have to be as extra as mine. You can start as small as you want, but I'm extra. And the thing is that I want to build a strong connection with someone that is going to be on my team, because I want them to really connect with me, because I'm going to tell you, like I tell my team all the time, they don't join Scentsy because of Scentsy. They join you because of you. You are your brand, and they want to join you because something you said, something you showed, something they saw, they connected with you. So fuel that connection. So this is something that I would send in the mail. I'm going to just show you really quickly what it is. Guys, don't think it has to be exactly like mine. Find something that works for you and do you, okay? So I want them to have a full catalog. So I send a full catalog. I got confetti everywhere. I put confetti in there. So I do a join brochure. I print these out, and I have the $99 starter kit that Sharon talked about, and I have the host exclusive starter kit. I just put these two in there. If they're a reinstatement, I'm probably not going to send them this. I'll be totally honest with you, so I don't even print that one. I do have these that I kind of create my little small story of why I joined. I wanted to pay the $1,000 that I wanted to earn initially to send my kids to private school. That's what I say in there. Top 10 reasons to join Scentsy. I will put, I make it personal. So I will put like this: I can't wait for you to join the Scentsy fam. And I'll throw whatever I have in there like that. They do get samples, especially if they haven't gotten samples before. So here's just, I think this is Counter Clean and Scentsy Soak, a business card. I like putting either candy, and then I'll put like a little package, a single package. And I do these in bulk. Oh, this one has the holiday because it's the holiday. So I will put a card, and I buy these again in bulk. And this is what the card reads. It says, and I make these, I don't address them because I don't know who I'm going to send them to, but as soon as I have a name, I put have a drink on me, and I probably should do something fallish right now, but have a drink on me, look over this packet of goodness, and let me know if you have any questions that I can answer. I know that you would be amazing in the wax world. I look forward to chatting with you soon. Love, Jess. That's all I do. Now, this is a recruiting packet or join the journey packet. This is something that I'm going to spend my money on because I've already created a connection with them. I'm not just sending it to Sally Sue down the street because she liked my picture. That's postage, so you don't want to do that. Now, this is something that I do make in bulk. This is something that I carry about 10 of these with me every single day, okay? This is something that I hand out to the post office lady, that I hand out to the Taco Cabana lady because I probably say I visit it too often, that I give to the lady that brings me my order out at Olive Garden. Erin is laughing because she knows this is true. And so I make these in bulk, and I have a personal coupon in there. I have a product list because they're not getting a whole catalog. This has the fall winter little testers in it. My story, that little thing, the top 10 reasons to join. This one has a, it's an older one, but it has a join flyer. And then I like to give people that I have no connection with a thought-provoking one-liner. Like, I want to leave and I want them to think, dang, that girl that came through the drive-thru with that smell good stuff. Like, I want them to stay thinking about me when I leave. So this one says, what could an extra $300 a month do for your family? Ask me. Wanted, someone with a desire to be a stay-at-home mom. Ask me how. You have bills? I can help you start paying them off now. Ask me how. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? Ask me how. I work from home. You can too. Ask me how. This one just has a $200, same thing. How could $200 a week impact your life? These are things that I hand out because you really have to be a great recruiter, you have to have the mindset that is your best product, and you want to offer it to everybody that gets something from me gets something about recruiting. So high sales is where it's at, and I just wanted to show you those recruiting little packages. And I am going to hand it over to Ariel that is going to tell you all about VIP group.
Wow, some pretty awesome stuff has been shared so far, and I'm pretty excited. Every single week that we do these, I take notes. So you're never too far into the company that you know everything, right? people do things differently, and in so many different ways. I'm constantly learning something new, which is so cool about this. Don't mind the boxes. You guys probably have all these lying around too, right? They're nice decor for the house. So one thing I wanted to touch on was thinking about our kit as a product in the catalog has been a really incredible shift for my business. And I use my VIP group probably the most when I recruit. So I offer to my VIPs very first, because that's where the exclusivity is. It takes place. I want them to feel like they are important and they are elevated in my business. And I think about them beyond just the sale, because that is the point of it, right? I do a lot of fun engagement posts. I do a lot of different things in my VIP group. And it's not just, here's the newest thing. Do you want to buy it? Who wants to host a party? I need you to join my team now. It's not just the sales pitchy things. It's more of a community. And when you have that community, you're able to drop hints to people, and you're able to lead the conversation and to guide it to, gosh, you're one of my best customers. Man, if you ever decided to join my team, I'm going to have to find another one of you. Or you just answered somebody else's question in my VIP group. Man, thanks for letting me sit back and do my job for me. That was easy. And just little hints of making it seem like your job is desirable, because it is. Who doesn't want to sling wax and smell good 86% of the time? Because I'm with Sharon. I don't smell good some of the time, and I don't want people near me at that point. But that's besides the thing. I try and keep body spray, on me at all times, so that if I am a little stanky, I can just, whatever. That being said, that's how you can use your products in real life and use that attraction marketing. But bringing it back to the VIP group, that host kit is seriously an incredible deal. So I always ask my VIPs first. If I've had a conversation with a handful of people, I always write down who I ask and what their answer was. And I try to get the when, but sometimes I don't nail that down. I forget. But I always go to that group of people first, and I send them a private message letting them know I have one up for grabs. And if they're still interested, I'd love to gift it to them. And so there's a couple different ways you can do the kit too, right? Sharon talked about you can gift the kit, you can use the host credit, and they don't have to be the host of the party to receive that unlocked kit. So whenever I collect local orders up, and I try to get that free shipping every time, I always offer the kit to somebody for free. If it's a kit where I have to pay for it, I'm going to tell them that it's, X amount of dollars, because I'm going to use the host credit toward it. But I am one who will gift a kit for free. I'm not going to ask them to pay anything. You totally can though, because you never know what kind of situation somebody's in. You don't know if that free kit and that free business could benefit them. But then you also don't want to be out money yourself if it's not to that 500 level. So you want to make sure that you're kind of covering your tail there, so you're not doing something that's not within the budget for your business. But you never know whose life this is going to change. Whether they just want to get their wax at the discount and get that commission check back once a month, and it takes them 5 years to get certified. Okay, cool. That's their choice. But you never know what kind of opportunity that it's going to open up for somebody. So I always offer it to my VIP group, and because I know they love the product. They're not my VIPs if they don't love the product, if they're not continually ordering, if they're not like in it with me, right? So they're the people I go to first, because I know they love Scentsy. And if they say no, you can always ask, hey, do you know anybody who could benefit from this extra cash for the holidays coming up? We still have 2 paychecks before Christmas. I would love to help bless somebody's life to be able to give them a better Christmas, or to be able to help them pay some bills this season. Just like those one-liners that Jess was sharing. You want to be able to open up their eyes to what this could be, because it's not always just the discount for people. Sometimes it's more. Sometimes it's just that, and that's okay. It's not our place to judge. It's not our place to put what we think it could be for them on them. We want them to know the options and what it could be. So the VIP group creates that familial connection that people have, the place that they want to be. And if they see that you are treating your customers like that, just imagine how your team is, right? It's that same kind of family. And so when people do join my team, because I want to say the last 10 recruits I've had have been my VIPs, and they have taken advantage of those kits I've had, whether they've been at no cost, or whether they've been the full 59. They have been those VIPs. And so I just let them know, hey, I'm going to transition you from my VIP group over to our Nomad Tribe page, and it's going to be a smooth transition. This is more the exclusive club where people, you know, they get the details first, and you're going to find out all the things that we get to know first before the customers know. And so I let them know it's an exclusive transition for them, but so that they don't feel like they're going to miss that community, but they're still going to get it just in a different space. So you want to make sure that they know that they're not going to be forgotten, that they're going to be, you know, brought along on this awesome journey. But that VIP group is really important, especially in my personal business, to help build and show people that it's a really amazing opportunity. And if they don't want to do it, they go back to being your rad customer, and make sure they understand that too, because people have this incredible fear of failure, which I understand because I am right there with a lot of things. The fear of failure stops so many people, but when you lean into that and when you let them know that they have a safe place to land, should failure happen or should it not play out the way that they expect, then they have a soft, welcoming home to come back to if it doesn't work out. So I think that is really imperative to understand that too. So that's all I wanted to say about VIP groups. And now we're going to keep talking the social media train with Jess Kiss.
That was awesome. I love my VIP group and offering those $59 host exclusive kits on there. So I am going to take it back to what Jess V said. I wasn't even planning on sharing this tonight, but I feel like it's so important. And if somebody can learn from all of our years together in this business, when I first joined in my first year, I sponsored 16 people, and I'm pretty proud of that. I know some people sponsor more, some people sponsor less, but I'm still to this day really proud of that. But then what happened a couple years later is my sponsoring for 1 year would be 8 or 7 people, and I couldn't figure out why for a minute until I did figure it out. And the reason was exactly what Jess V just said, and it is I wasn't meeting enough people. So if you're not meeting new people at all times, you're eventually going to run out of people that you can ask. But if you're doing what Jessica said about doing the $2,000 in PRV or working really hard to get towards that PRV, you're always going to be getting new people for free, kind of, because the hostess is just going to bring the people to you. And if you're being really intentional with your VIP groups, like Ariel said, it's all kind of starting to come together now, right? So just keep that in the back of your head. You always want to be meeting new people for the PRV and for the sponsoring. Okay, so talking on social media, going back to what Fallon said about attraction marketing, I was actually doing a training today, and this guy said something, and I wrote it down because I was like, I have to share this tonight. And he called attraction marketing, and Fallon, you're going to love this, living your Scentsy life out loud. Living your Scentsy life out loud. So whoever you are, whatever you do, you're always posting about it, and it's not saying, join my team, buy this warmer for $35. You're just posting who you are, and because you are Scentsy, and Scentsy is a lot to do with your life, it's probably going to be somewhere in the caption or the picture that you're sharing. So Jess is right. You don't want to chase people, right? But sometimes, especially whenever we're new, we have to kind of speed the process up a little bit. Like, and I need instant gratification. So I am the person who went out and asked people, right? So I did ask people, but there's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. So I'm going to share with you really quickly the right way to do it. So here's a challenge for you. Okay, take this challenge. When the next time you decide to live your Scentsy life out loud, which could be the home office sends you a charm and a postcard saying that you are a sensational sponsor, or you had $2,000 in PRV, or one of your Scentsy friends sends you fun mail, or you get like buddy clips for your backpack and you post a picture of your kids with those on your backpack, but you don't even mention Scentsy. You just say, oh, they're so cute. Their first day of school, they're finally going back. Whatever it is, but you're living your Scentsy life out loud. Whoever likes the picture, whether they've purchased from you or not, you send them a message and you ask them to join your team. But remember, don't say join my team because they don't know what that means. So how do you do that, and what does that look like? Because that sounds kind of scary, right? So the right way to do this, well, no, first I'm going to tell you the wrong way to do this. The wrong way is this. So you like my picture of my kid's backpack with the buddy clips on it, and I send you a message and I say, you know, hey, how are you? And then I wait and you respond, oh, I'm doing pretty good. How are you? You know, they're like, oh, I haven't heard from this person in forever. And then like I go back like, oh, doing good. You know, no, you cannot do that. You cannot create a fake conversation to lead up to asking someone to join your team, because then you're salesy, you're spammy, and they're like, block, get her off my Facebook immediately, right? So how about this? You like my picture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go look at your Facebook, just like the top couple 2 to 5 posts, depending on what you've posted recently, and get to something personal that you posted, something that I can relate to. And then I'm going to send you a message and I'm going to say, hey girl, how's it going? I just saw that you had your daughter's 10th birthday party this past weekend. Their fingernail polish is so cute. By the way, that was me. I did that this past weekend. But their fingernail polish was so cute. And you guys look like you had so much fun. And as soon as I saw your post, I immediately thought of how fun you are, how crafty you are. And I think you'd be really good at what I do. Have you ever considered doing what I do? I didn't say join my team. I didn't even use the word Scentsy. I just said, have you ever considered doing what I do? And that is how I sponsored 16 people in my first year, is by doing what I just said. So right way, wrong way, just make sure that you're not creating fake conversations. If you do feel the urge to ask people, yes, we're planting seeds. Yes, it's so important to build relationships in this business, but sometimes we just get that gut feeling that the person would just be really good at what we do, no matter what it's the reason that we think that, and we just want to ask. Because even if they say no, remember, we're going to write it down. We're going to log that we ask them, and then we're going to be building an intentional relationship. And there's a pretty good chance that once you've planted that seed, everything that everyone has just said, they're going to come to you and be like, you know what? I just saw that you like earned a trip for your kid to go to Disney World. Like, sign me up. How do I do that? Or, you know, whatever the case may be, you made that crafty thing online. Like, I want to do that too with my friends. So they're watching, they're paying attention to you. And it's okay if you feel that feeling that you should ask them, to go ahead and ask. And then if they say no, build that intentional relationship. Okay, so we're going to pass it on to Miss Erin now.
Hi. Thank you, Jessica. I'm actually going to pass it on to Tambra, because she is speaking on the personal conversation side, and how to watch people through social media and through just their posts and what they're saying. And Tambra, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
You. Okay, perfect.
Okay. All right, so I really think everyone before me has already hit the highlights of what I'm needing to say. And that's great, because it all comes together as one. Fallon has gone on about you need to be a Scentsy person. If someone thinks of Scentsy, they're going to think of you. Whether you have a hat on, whether you have a shirt on, whether you have it on your car, whether you have it a Scentsy keychain, whatever you have, whether you douse yourself in body spray before you get out at the bank or at the Chick-fil-A or whatever. Then Ariel with the VIPs, that is great. That is very, very, very good to make them feel they are very, very special. And of course, our VIPs do feel very special. With, I think Jessica V, she put it out there. She said, if you're not partying, then you don't have anybody really to ask, because then you feel like you have to go lurk across Facebook to find everyone, because if you are having a party, you have at least 8 people in that party to ask, okay? So besides that, that's a lot of information. But besides that, what I tend to do is I just watch on Facebook, and I pay attention to the girl that may have said, oh, this has been the worst day ever. I wish I could quit my job. My child's sick at home again. If I could just, every time I take my child to daycare, he seems to get sick. I want to stay at home. My parents are getting older. I'm having to take care of them. I mean, like what I'm doing right now, I'll flip the camera a little bit. I'll flip my whole laptop and show you what I'm doing right now. So it could be, I got to take care of my 90-year-old grandmother. But, yes, ma'am. So, I mean, it could be any of that. So, during that time of your life's changing, or you wanting some change is, you don't feel like, I want you to feel like you're not burdening someone, okay? Because it was said earlier, all of us on here, we got together and we've really been pumping each other up and working on things together and trying to keep each other to going. And it has worked because all of us has received this month the largest paycheck that we've ever had. And it's, the great minds think alike, and we come together and pull it together and help each other and, get to that. So, my biggest thing with this is do not feel like you are burdening someone by asking them, do they want to own their own business? I'm not going to break it down as to what I made this month on here, but I'm not burdening somebody to say, hey, would you like to be a business partner with me and sell these smell good stuff just like I do? They see how I do it. And then them in return, 3 years from now, they're making that amount of money. That's not, that's definitely not putting a burden on anyone. That is being a very good friend. You're trying to bless them with a blessing. And like she said, some of it can go where they end up not doing it, not being as good, or something comes up and it puts like a little damper into their business and they feel like they failed or whatever. You're still there for the friendship. I mean, you're not going to make billions overnight, but if you're there for them and when they're ready to pick up and take their business to another level and you're there for them, then they will get to that next level. And their conversations will be easier to recruit because their conversation is going to be, oh, well, let me help you do, help you like I was just helped. I just got Christmas is coming. You can hear from somebody that say, you're not going to believe this, but I did not put one Christmas item on a credit card. I was able to pay for all of the kids' Christmas with my Scentsy money. Or maybe they were able to say, out of 3 kids, I was able to pay one of their Christmases completely off. You just don't know what people's situations are. Some people may have plenty of Christmas money. There are doctors and lawyers and all types of people in this Scentsy business. It's not just people that just jump up and said they wanted to make some money. Me, myself, was a nurse. And I have an administrative degree. So when the Scentsy was mentioned to me, it was about somebody earning a vacation to go somewhere. I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't even know what I was doing. So, I would not have thought for 1 minute that it would bless me like it has. And it has really, really, really blessed me and my family. So, I just want you to look at it in that way is like, take all the things that everybody said about how you can, the different people you can go to and the different people that you'll work with and that you'll have relationships with, all of them won't work, but it doesn't matter. It's okay because you'll have your host, your hobbyist, and that's perfectly fine. Maybe they just need a table to sit at, we can all sit at the same table. Maybe that's what they need. They don't need the $1,000 paycheck. Because I've often wondered, why would a lawyer join Scentsy? Doesn't make any sense to me. I'm thinking the lawyer makes plenty of money. But it's not always about the money. I didn't join for the money. I'm glad that I joined because the money now has replaced what I was doing. and it's worked out perfect for our family. But so I just want you to think about that the people, like, they're maybe bored at home. They may be wanting to get out of an abusive home. I mean, sad to say, but there are some people that feel like they're stuck and they have no way out, and this may help them get into relationships that they end up staying married, that they just work things out or whatever. But there's nothing bad that's going to come from Scentsy, is what I'm trying to say. There's nothing bad. Scentsy's not going to get you in debt. Scentsy's not going to cause you to get divorced. Scentsy's not going to cause you to not take care of your kids. Scentsy's not going to make you lose your car. I mean, all that comes from Scentsy is good things, and so why wouldn't you want to offer that to someone so that they can be a business partner with you? Even if it's somebody, you have a lot of people, a lot of women, and I'm not one of them, praise the Lord. But, you have a lot of women that their husbands give them an allowance. The husbands say, you can only spend this, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. Some people just want, if it's nothing but $50 to go get their nails done, or $50 to put into the home, or $50 to buy him something to make him feel special, and to have all this Scentsy sisters relationship. And that's fine for her, so, and then during that person finds it, she may find somebody that's like ready to hit the ground running. She may say, well, I really don't do a lot of it, but you are wonderful at this. You had a party and this, that, and other, and you can sell like you don't even know. So why don't you just join with me and we can do this together then? We can be business partners. I mean, so you really just have to look at it in a whole aspect, but do not, my biggest one takeaway from this, do not feel like you are burdening anyone by asking them, do they want to join? You are offering a blessing, whether they take it or don't. You are offering them something to help them. And that's the way you have to look at it. It's, we don't ever want to burden anybody. So, of course, we get in our down feelings. But when we're helping someone, we're in our good feelings. Well, be in your good feelings of knowing you're helping someone. It makes me feel bad when just the other day I saw someone posting about Christmas and this, that, and the other, and wanting money and da-da. And I've probably talked to her 4 times before. Never mentioned Scentsy. Never mentioned it until today. And, and I'm like, oh, gosh, I missed that. I missed those little nuggets that she was laying out that she needed something to do. So just don't ever feel like you are bothering or burden anyone. They can say yes or no. They can say no, maybe later. Whatever they say, you offer them the opportunity, and you can read into what people want, So really, that's all I have to say about that. Everybody else pretty much covered that really, really well tonight. I mean, this is a training that I'm kind of sad that 60 people aren't on here, because this is gold. This is really gold.
Thank you so much, Tambra. I really appreciate your time and bringing it all together, because Tambra is our guru of personal connections and personal, just checking out the personal relationships with your clients, and really knowing how to address them and making it about them. So, Tambra, we are going to move on to Jess V. She is just going to talk about just a couple small things, and then Jess Kiss is going to give us our tools, and we're going to close it out. So just a couple more minutes, y'all, and thank y'all for being here.
Alrighty, guys. So I will say this: we wanted to be to give you something like solid to take away, because I think some of the biggest, again, we get so caught up on like, they said no, or what they told me. We were gonna give you some mock conversations and put like a few of you on the spot, but we want to be mindful of your time, so we're not gonna do that. But this is what I do want to leave you with. I want you to understand that you're gonna have objections, okay? You're gonna have to get through 100 no's to find those 10 key yeses. And you just gotta keep asking. And it does not matter the outcome in recruiting, sponsoring, whatever you want to call it, offering the opportunity. What I learned a long time ago is I cannot attach myself to the outcome. I must detach myself from that. It doesn't matter what their decision is. The only control I have is to offer the opportunity. I learned that from the GOAT himself, Orville. Like, you have to detach yourself from the outcome, just like a waitress. When you go into any type of cafe, and her job is to ask you if you want coffee and if you want more. She doesn't care what you look like. She doesn't care how you're talking. She doesn't care where you came from. She doesn't care if you have a cup or you don't. She doesn't care about any of that. Her job is to ask you for a cup of coffee. If you say no, she's not taking it personal. She says, okay, she's going to go on to the next person. And that's exactly how you have to think about offering the opportunity. Your job is to keep on offering it. And that's all you can do. Their decision is their decision. Whether it's the right time or it's not, it's their decision. And that's okay. Be okay with the no, because the more no's you get through, the more yeses you're going to find, right? You're going to sift through those to find your gold. Okay. And the last thing is this. I want you to understand that, just like I said about how Jess talked about offering the opportunity, and just keep on asking, is you're going to get objections. People are going to say no because of so-and-so. No, because of so-and-so. But what I want you to understand, I learned this method a long time ago, and I've used it forever and ever. Never discount someone's objection. Don't think, because we've drank the purple Kool-Aid. We know it is the best thing on earth. You're crazy if you don't want it, but you cannot discount someone's objections, especially when they don't know. Most of the time, it's a lack of knowledge. It's a lack of not knowing the industry. But that's where you come in and you help them. But this is something that I'll leave you with, and I use it all the time, the feel, felt, found. Someone tells you, I don't know, and this was me. I'm going to use this example because it was me early on, like, really? These people don't really travel for free. You better stop. Like, what? You're about to go on a Disney trip? That was my mindset when I joined in April, and these people were about to go to Disney in July. There's a catch to that. That's fake. That's not even real. That was my mindset because I did not know. And now, so if someone says that to me, I say, girl, I know exactly how you feel. Like, I know. I got you. That's the way I was. But what I found is, when I earned a 7-day all expense paid vacation my first 12 months in Scentsy, I knew it was legit and it was real. So the feel, felt, found. Let them understand that you understand their objection, but, talk them through it. So that's what I want to leave you with, and we are going to pass it over to Jess to close us out.
Yes. So I have people who I've been asking for 5 years to join my team. Someone just said that Sharon asked her for 3 years to join her team until she finally said yes. So yeah, 3 years, 5 years, and on up. But you guys remember, you have to log these people, because are you really going to remember every single person you've asked, so you can continue that relationship and checking in with them? If you don't write the name down, sorry, at night my voice starts to crack. Okay, so we're going to close this out. Hopefully you have a little more confidence, and that's all it takes. Who is it? Mel Robbins. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just ask. Just do it. So here's the secret to sponsoring. You have to ask. That's it. If you don't ask, it's really all the things that you heard. You have to ask. So again, I told you, I'm the person. You have to walk away with not just fire in your soul and the motivation. You have to have tools. Okay, so this is it. If you're going to take the time, so if you've been here with us, you've been here for an hour and 8 minutes. So within the next 24 hours, don't waste your hour that you just spent listening to us talk. In the next 24 hours, I want you guys to get out your paper and your pen, and you're going to ask 10 people to join your team. But I'm going to help you be strategic and intentional about your list of 10 people. Okay, we're going to go through this. So pen and paper and do this within 24 hours, because why else listen to us for an hour, right? And Jessica V just told us that 1 in 10 people will say yes, right? So let's hope one new team member in the next, we'll give it a week, because I'll tell you, I have done this many, many times. Make a list of 10, and to the next 24 hours, you're going to do this, and you can do it over and over again in your business, right? Whenever you feel like I need a new team member and I just need to like go for some instant gratification here. This does work sometimes, not always. You're just not always going to be able to make a list of 10. You have to implement all the things, but we're going to do this. So I'm going to kind of talk a little bit quickly, but I'm just going to like jog your memory so you make a list of intentional people. Who do you know who works at a hospital? Because I'm telling you, I have several team members who work in a hospital and their PRV is anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 because they're busybodies, always walking around the hospital talking to all the people. Who do you know that works in a school or any sort of office, like a doctor's office, a dentist office, preschool, doesn't matter what kind of school? Who's your friend that you would like to work with or travel with? Someone who buys from you and you think it'd be really fun to work with them. Maybe they haven't even considered doing what you do because you've never mentioned it. They just thought, that's her thing, that's not my thing. So you have to ask. Going back to the Mary Christensen, I forget who recommended her book, but she says that someone told her the only reason that I never joined Scentsy was because the person never asked. Erin, you're not muted. Okay, so what about your thrifty friend? Who do you know that's like the coupon queen, always going to the store, posting her pictures of, is that my house? That is my house. I don't know what that is. Like some fire alarms going off or something. We're going to keep going. We're going to wrap this up. Okay, so your thrifty friend who has like the coupons or they're always going for the good deal, there's probably a reason that they became thrifty in the first place, right? They probably could use a little bit of extra cash, right? Who's your friend who loves to travel? So you can travel for free in this business. Who is your friend that you, not only your friend that you want to travel with, but who do you know that loves to travel? Who do you know, and I think we forget about this if we're a little bit younger, but I have several team members who are looking for a retirement plan. Scentsy is the best retirement plan that you could have with residual income. So who do you know that's looking for a retirement plan? Who's a new mom? Someone who's bored at home, someone who just gave up their job and could use a little extra cash and can absolutely be doing this from their cell phone. Pick 2 VIP customers that you've never asked them to join, because if you've been a little bit scared to ask, you're going to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and ask the VIP customers. And then I just threw this in there. You can keep going with your list of ideas, but a realtor who might possibly want to do their own closing gifts, right? So they can buy their own closing gifts from themselves. So you get the idea. So make a list of 10 people. Those are some ideas. You can pick other people. It doesn't have to be, you might not know anybody that fits that category, but in the next 24 hours, ask 10 people to join your team. But then I want you to take it a step further and I want you to message the person who invited you here and say, hey, I'm so proud of myself, toot your own horn, and let them know that you asked and how it's going. And then if you've never trained someone, they're going to help you. They're going to help you do it. They're going to give you everything that you need to make sure that your new person is successful. So we're so excited that you guys joined us tonight. We hope that you got all the things to take away with you. And if you need to go back and listen to it, you're going to be able to do that. Who has anything else to add?
I just want to say thank you again for joining us for this first set in the series that we're doing. We will be doing another set where our plan is to do the first 3 Mondays of each month and to focus on a new set of things to talk about. So look for us starting that first, second, and third week in November. And we will be uploading these videos to YouTube. So please make sure to share them with your teammates who weren't able to make these lives, and make sure you're encouraging them as well. And make sure have an accountability buddy, not just the person who invited you, because that's really important, but have somebody else do this challenge with you and say, hey, who are you asking What kind of person on this list are you asking? Bounce ideas off of each other and say, okay, I've asked 4, I've asked 5. Make sure you're checking in to help keep you accountable. So thank you guys so much for joining, and we can't wait to see you again the first Monday in November. Happy limited time offering week of fun, everyone.
And just 1 second, I wanted to make sure to ask any questions, or if anybody has any questions before we go. But if you do not ask your question now, we will be able to ask, or we will be able to answer the questions that you ask within the YouTube video, or if we post on our group pages. But please speak up now if you have a question.
Okay, I have a few. Okay. This comes from more of a leadership standpoint, but I have a few questions for you guys. And since I have everybody here at once, I'd like to do it now. Okay, so what tips do you have to train people who are not attraction marketing type of people yet? The people who are starting their Scentsy journey and wanting to recruit, but not like fully drank the purple Kool-Aid, like all the way in, because I'm still working to train some of those.
I feel like Jessica V gives a lot of really good advice too. Just Kiss, did you raise your hand?
No, I would love to hear what Jessica V said.
I was going to volunteer her to talk about the 3 to 5 things to help bring people in so that they have something to focus on.
Oh, that, okay. So what I like to do, and Janica, I think you may have heard, I don't know, you may have heard me talk about this before, but what Ariel's talking about is just kind of, maybe they're not that person that's used to attraction marketing, but give them ideas on how to, and more like the 3 to 5 things that connect with them other than Scentsy, right? So like, yes, we all know we love Scentsy, and maybe they haven't drank the purple Kool-Aid in all its entirety yet, but what else is it that they love to do? Whether fitness, cooking, meal prepping, and I'm just thinking on things off the top of my head for mine, but find those and market those things. And once they market those things, then they throw in their Scentsy in there also. That is probably one of the best ways that, because we don't always want to keep on posting about just Scentsy, right? Because you're going to attract a lot of Scentsy consultants. That's great. I love you all, but I still need new people that are not Scentsy, because that is how it's going to grow your business. So you want to find those like-minded ways to fill the gap between you and someone else. And what other way than the things that you like?
Okay. So I want to jump in too, Janica. I actually just had a conversation with somebody the other day that she was a little uncomfortable posting on her Scentsy, posting about Scentsy on her personal page, because she'd been a Scentsy consultant before, and she doesn't want to have her friends and family go, oh no, here she goes again, kind of thing. So what I suggested that she do, and I know we talk about VIP groups like we're purple on the face, but if you think, oh, hello, me. If you think about it like your VIP page or group, I should stress the group, not a page, is the place where you can like kind of go hard with whatever it is you love. So those 3 to 5 things that Jess is talking about, like you can put that and Scentsy in that group, and that's where your tribe is. That's Ariel's word, but it's like find your tribe and love them hard. And that VIP group is where you can do that. So it's where you can take your cooking, your meal prepping, your fitness, and Scentsy and put it there. And that's why people are there. So they can get in that group and just like roll around in all the awesome, or with bad humor like I do. So.
Okay, can I do my 2 more just real quick? Like I said, while I have y'all, this is great. Any tips on bulk training, like a ton of new people? Because my next month, this whole month for me is recruiting. I'm going to focus less on PRV and more on recruiting. And I'm going to flip every party that I have, everything, so any tips on bulk training new consultants?
Janica, I suggest the small group training. So if you bring, it may be just that you say, okay, every 2 weeks you're going to do a new teammate training, or maybe once a week, whatever your schedule allows. but make it small group, and make it that they want to be there, you know, like this, where you're really excited about it and you've got a lot of great information. It's not going to, you know, take up much time. I did that with lead, and then star, and then superstar. And I think I even certified as well. So you could keep it going. It doesn't have to be just for your newbies. And I think my team at least, really enjoyed the small group coaching, is what I called it. So I don't know if that helps, but.
Definitely. I appreciate it.
If anybody else has questions, please don't feel like you have to ask in the chat. Just speak up. Thank you, Janica, for chiming in. That we do appreciate it. This is how we all learn, and everybody's got questions. So we want you guys to ask if you are here.
Haley says
I have a question. Yeah, I have a question. So I have someone on my team who is like new to it. So she's only been on for like a month. And I've asked her, like, I've like touched up with her, like, how's everything going? If you need any help, please just let me know. Like, I'm here for questions. Like, that's just how it is, you know? And she's like, well, I don't feel comfortable just putting everything out there. And I'm like, I mean, like, I don't know how to really, like, I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how to be like, okay, I mean, that's fine. That's how you want to do it. But she's not selling anything, if that makes sense. And I'm not the person to be like, yeah, let's go out there and sell, because, you know, I want to make that relationship with her, and like, I want to help her out. And then she was also like, I don't feel comfortable with taking pre-orders from people. I would rather them just go on there and do it themselves. And I'm like, well, in this business, you really have to think, like, what if something sells out and someone really wants something and they can't get it because you don't do that? If you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to gather what she's telling me, but to say it in a nicer way, I guess. I don't know. Like, what would you say to that? Like,
honestly, I would figure out why she started Scentsy and what her intentions are with the business. If she wants to run it as a business, but she doesn't want to put her life online, I get that. There are successful consultants who do not do social media, who do not advertise, and they're not fully immersed like some of us. And that's okay. You just need to find out what she wants from the business and why, and maybe what's holding her back, because sometimes we get so excited and so into this that we forget the small baby steps in between the big goals and the big steps that we're taking. And so I actually just had a teammate who realized one of her consultants, she wanted to do this so badly when she reinstated, but then she just died off and didn't ever respond. And so Katie finally dug in and figured out the why. She just needed help figuring out how to set up a party in the workstation. So it could just be you need to peel back the layers and see why she's doing it, what she's doing it, what she's tried, just her goals, and to figure out how to help her get there when you get back to that initial layer. Because maybe she needs help setting up a party in the workstation. Maybe it's a simple thing like that that's just kind of holding her back, that makes everything else seem so daunting and so unattainable that she's like, I don't want to do that. It could just be a small thing that needs to be figured out. So I would say go back and figure out what she's doing this for, why she wants to do this, and her intentions. And however she wants to run her business, that's fine. We need to learn not to should on people. And that's one of the biggest things that I think, especially because we get so excited because we're wanting to build our business and grow our teams, that it's hard not to like want to bring everybody else in there with us, right? So however they want to run their business, we're going to let them do that. But I think figuring out if there's an issue that she's stuck on or something that she needs help with, I think peeling that back is the first step to then figure out how to move forward.
so I know that, like, so she works with my dad. So I made samples and I like put, like, I don't know, I just made a little cute setup and she found it. And she messaged or she emailed me through Scentsy, because I guess you can do that. She emailed me through there, and I messaged her back and I said, I don't mind, starting up with you. And she had to reinstate because she had done it like in 2009, I think. So it's been a long time. But she's like, I don't know, every time that I do try to reach out to her, she's like, I'm fine. And I'm like, okay, well, if there's anything that I can do to help with your business, please just let me know, with no hesitation. And then like all of a sudden just she's not responding to anything, so maybe she just doesn't want to do it. I don't know.
And that's totally possible too. So much has changed since 2009. It could also be overwhelming with what we have going on. I mean, if you look back at 2009 catalogs versus our awesome setup today, totally different. So it could just be that it's like, what did I get myself into again? And so it's just having that conversation to say, hey, do you want to meet up for coffee? I'd love to chat with you. I'd love to sit and have a conversation with you so we can meet up for coffee. And leave it open, and don't say, hey, it's just going to be about Scentsy, or it's just going to be about whatever, because you also want to learn about her life. And again, peeling back those layers, it's going to go back to figuring out why she wants to do it and what that hitch is in her.
Okay, thank you.
I have one more question from Brittany Sims. She's asking, how do you handle teammates that have an excuse for everything you suggest to help them sell? Been there, done that. Want to help, but I feel like I'm out of ideas, and they aren't even trying what I suggest. Oh my goodness.
You can't make them work their business.
We all have that. And I think, me personally, I think you can only do so much because they've got to want it. And I think Ariel hit it on the head on, the nail on the head, is that you basically can give them all the tools they need, or all the tools that you have to give to them. You can give them gifts, you can give them all kinds of things. But if you're not figuring out why they want to be here and why Scentsy is for them, then there's probably something underlying for sure. And Diana, thank you for mentioning that. I say that all the time. You guys hear that from me all the time. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
No, they're very strong. They have very strong necks, and they would push back. So you can't drag people. You can't let that emotional and just that burden just weigh on you. When they want your help, and when they're actually willing to listen and do what you are recommending and suggesting, awesome. Then they're gonna have they're gonna have you and your wealth of knowledge when they're ready. But you can't force them to be ready. So it's a fine line. You want to make sure you're available and giving them the suggestions, but if they're continually not listening and not doing it, just let them know you're going to be there when they're ready. And that's okay, because again, you can't should on people how they should work their business. They're going to work it how they want, how they can, how they feel is right in their seasons. Everybody goes through seasons. And so maybe next season they're going to be in, and they're going to be ready for your coaching.
So I have a question.
Sure,
Marissa. So this is for Jessica, because you were showing us the little packets, and I love everything that you do because you're so extra, and I like doing that too. So I know the last one you said it was for the people. Oh my gosh. Okay. I know the last one you said it was for like a, what is it called? Recruiting packet. The first one, what was it? The one with the candy and all that stuff?
The first one is just a recruiting packet with someone. It's a little bit bigger. So it's just something that I send to someone that I've actually spoken to about the opportunity. Like, we've already had a conversation. We've gone back and forth. They're interested in wanting more information. So then I'll send them this.
So that one would be for, like, example, whenever we have like the opportunity calls, you would give them that after.
If they've already listened to opportunity call, yes.
Okay, that's what I was trying to say. I was like, what's the difference between both of them?
This is just something that I carry with me every single day, and I give to whoever I come in contact with. But I always add my recruiting spin on it, because I want them to think about not just buying all my products. I want them to think about.
Okay. Yeah, that was my question. Sorry.
You're good.
Does anyone else have anything you want to chime in about? Any of the panel want to mention anything else that they have insight on? Questions, insight? Now or forever hold your peace.
I did have another one. Sorry. So I missed the one from last Monday. Where can I find that? Or is it still available for me to see that recording? Like, where can I find that?
Posted them on both on the pages.
Okay.
I'll tag you.
Okay. Awesome.
All right, everybody. And thank y'all so much. Seriously, I know this was an hour and a half and we did not expect it to go longer than it should have, but because you were here and you were asking questions, we wanted to make sure to do that, answer things as they came. I think that's very much more valuable than just saying, okay, ask questions later. So anyhow, we are putting together a survey. We are going to be sending that out to our anyone that was invited by each of us. So each one of you will hear from us. You'll get a survey. We really want to know from your experience what you took away. So you'll be seeing that, and then that will help us plan for future trainings. And again, like Ariel had said, the first Monday in November is going to be our next set of series. Yeah, you call them series, sessions, whatever. So be on the lookout for that next invite, and we'll have another round in December, and we're going to try and just keep this going, guys. So your feedback is what's going to fuel our upcoming training. So please, please, please give us what you want so we can give you what you need. All right, y'all. Have a good one.